This is BJose32, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. WrestleMania 30 predictions with an insider's perspective. You see a lot of predictions out there, but they're all based on what you see on TV and whatnot. Mine, I look at my predictions with a little more realism and backstage perspective. So the first match to talk about is going to be one that's going to happen on the pre-show for the WWE World Tag Team Championships. The Usos defending in a fatal four-way against Los Matadors, Ryback, which is a team of Ryback and Curtis Axel, and of course the Un-Americans, which is made up of Jack Swagger and Cesaro. Now, let's look at the people in this match. Los Matadors, they look ridiculous, and they don't look like championship material. I mean, I got a lot of respect for the Colon family and their brother Carlito and their father Carlos, who just got inducted into the Hall of Fame, father and uncle. But I don't see them winning the tag titles. Ryback, nobody cares about them. So it'd be pretty much a last-ditch effort to put the belts on them, and I don't see that happening. And then the Un-Americans, or sorry, the American, what do they call them? Whatever. The Real Americans, sorry, that's who they are. The Real Americans, kind of borrowed their name from Hulk Hogan, I guess, or from his theme song. Anyways, I like them, especially Cesaro, and I think it'd be nice to see the belts on them before splitting them up, but I think the Usos have become quite popular as a tag team. They won the belts only a few weeks ago. My gut tells me that they're going to retain, and that's what I see happening. Now I gotta, where am I here? Okay, there we go. Next match we'll talk about. Let's talk about the Vicky Guerrero Divas Championship Invitational. It's going to be 14 women competing for the Divas Championship, currently held by AJ Lee, one of my favorite all-time divas. She's hot, she's cute, I like her. Other participants include Cameron and Naomi, the Funkadactyls. There's Brie and Nikki Bella, Natalia, Summer Rae, who's also pretty hot, Tamina, there's Oksana, Emma, who's also pretty hot, Lisa Fox, Layla, and Rosa Mendez, that's who, and Eva Marie. Now, it would not surprise me if one of the Bellas won. They held the belts before. Even possibly Layla, although she only came back not long ago from injury. Alicia Fox, I don't think she's ever won any gold, and she hasn't done that much. Rosa Mendez, not a chance in hell, I don't think. Out of the Funkadactyls, Naomi has a better chance than Cameron because she's a better wrestler. Emma, she just got to the main roster, although she's pretty cool. Oksana, she hasn't really done anything since being on the roster. Eva Marie is only there mainly for the Divas show on the E! Network. And Natalia, she hasn't, I mean, she's a good wrestler and everything, she's from the Hart family. But for some reason, they just don't like her that much, I guess. And Tamina, AJ's partner in crime, she's got potential to win, but I just don't know if it's going to happen. Summer Rae would be cool, though. In my opinion, though, from an insider's perspective, two things to keep in mind. First of all, there's not a big payoff for any of the divas to win this match. It's going to be a quick match. It's going to be messy. Divas flying all over the place. The only one who has a good payoff in this match is the current Divas champion, AJ Lee, who, if she wins, she's not only the longest reigning Divas champion of all time, but could go on to claim that she beat all the other Divas, all 13 other Divas, in this match. If one of the other ones wins, who really cares? The most important thing you have to keep in mind is AJ Lee is a girlfriend and now fiance of CM Punk. And CM Punk, of course, walked down in the WWE some time ago, right after Royal Rumble. Hasn't really been seen, hasn't talked to anyone in the wrestling business. Been kind of ignoring it, and they really want him to come back. But to give him space, let him take a break. But the fact of the matter is, Vince McMahon does not want to bury or punish AJ Lee because he wants her to basically go back to CM Punk and tell him everything is hunky-dory, that he should come back. So, having AJ Lee lose the belt at WrestleMania 30 of all places, to some other diva would not make her happy, and that wouldn't make CM Punk happy. So from that perspective, based on who has the most to gain and lose in this match, that being AJ Lee, she has to win, in my opinion. They could pull a swerve or something, but I think she is the one who should win, based on all that. Next match we'll talk about the 30-man Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal celebrating the 30th anniversary of WrestleMania. I think it's a great tribute to Andre the Giant. There's going to be 30 guys in this match. 27 have been announced. There's 3 mysteries. One of them could be Rob Van Dam. And if he is in fact a mystery, he definitely has the possibility of winning. I don't know who the other guys could be. Personally, I would love to see Jake the Snake Roberts, who was just inducted into the Hall of Fame, participate, because it was one of his goals to compete in this year's Royal Rumble. That didn't happen. This could somewhat make up for it. However, the other guys in the match include former champion Dolph Ziggler, who is immensely popular. However, he hasn't been getting anywhere. The current Intercontinental Champion, Big E, who definitely has a possibility of winning, although most people probably would not care if he won. Fandango, who I think would be cool if he won, although he hasn't done much, so I don't know if it would happen. There is a former champion, Alberto Del Rio, who also has not been doing too much lately, and gave Christian a concussion just a few weeks ago after he came back from a concussion, and he's been getting some heat for that. Then there's Damien Sandow, who's I like, but I don't know if he would actually have potential to win. Titus O'Neil, who just broke up with his bro-mate and partner Darren Young, but hasn't done much since. Christian, who, like I said, has had a couple concussions. He's spent a lot of time out from that first one. Being involved in a lot of good fights with Sheamus recently. I just don't think that he's going to be the winner. Speaking of which, Sheamus is also in the match. He's one of the bigger stars and bigger possibilities, I think, to win the match, but probably won't happen. Then there's the Big Show, probably the most predicted winner, and I think he's a good possibility. I mean, he is the guy who's most resembles the Andre the Giant. And is probably the biggest star in the match. He's held like all the championships. He's done it all, so what else? I mean, there's not much else he can do. Or didn't win this match in his career. Then there's the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, definitely another guy that I have to put up there as a favorite to win. Then there's Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal, and Drew McIntyre, Free MB, the one. Heath Slater used to be a one-man band, baby, and then he found a couple of bandmates. These guys, none of them have a possibility of winning, I don't think. Then there's Cody Rhodes, former Intercontinental and Tag Team Champion. Always a possibility he could pull an upset. Then there's Goldust, his brother, who's of course also a former Intercontinental and Tag Team Champion, who's been getting a lot of praise since making his return and taking up with Cody. Anything's possible. He's definitely deserving of this win. Then there's Kofi Kingston, another former Intercontinental Tag Team Champion and I think US Champion, but he hasn't been doing a whole lot in quite some time. Then there's The Miz, who definitely could gain from winning in this match, but I'm not sure that I see that happening. He hasn't been doing much, of course. Then there's the Funkasaurus, Brodus Clay, also hasn't been doing a whole lot, I don't think. Not that I've been watching a whole lot, but just from what I've been seeing. Then there's Darren Young, like I said, got dumped by his partner not long ago and hasn't done too much since. Justin Gabriel, I haven't seen this guy in forever, so I don't know. I don't think there's much of a chance that he would win. Then there's Rey Mysterio, who has been on and off again in the ring for quite some time, for like a year now, and his future does not look very good. He has a possibility to win, and I think it'd be pretty interesting. We got a trophy that's probably bigger than him from a guy who is, one of the biggest of all time, and he's one of the smallest of all time. So it'd be kind of interesting if he won. But don't know if that would happen. R-Truth, I don't see winning. Then there's Santino Marella. I also don't see him winning. He's just being there for a few seconds, if anything. Then there's the Great Khali, another guy who really isn't that great and doesn't deserve to win. I don't think that's going to happen. Then there's Zack Ryder, who's trying to use this as his last resort to become a big star. I don't see him winning. Then there's the new and improved Sin Cara, who that would be a big win for him, but I don't think it would happen. And then of course I think he's the Raw general manager, Brad Maddox. I don't see him winning. He's not going to last very long. In my opinion, there's a couple guys that stand out as possibilities to win. Big Show, Big E, possibly Sheamus. Other guys I wouldn't mind, like Goldust, Mark Henry, RVD if he's in it. But I really don't know. This one's too hard to predict. I really don't know who would win. Big Show, if I had to really guess, I'd say Big Show. But I really don't know. And crap, not what I wanted. Next up, let's look at The Shield versus Kane and the New Age Outlaws. Should be a pretty interesting match. The Shield's been doing pretty good lately. Kane, of course, is the director of operations, whatever that means. All I know is he works for the Authority. And then the New Age Outlaws are buddies of the Authority as well. Triple H's buddies. All three can still go. Outlaws have been doing pretty good since coming back, even winning the tag belts. All three are veterans. And the Shield, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns are all newer, at least in the WWE, but all three can go as well. In my opinion, Outlaws and Kane have nothing to gain from winning this match. Shield has a lot to lose by losing this match, and a lot to gain by winning. And unless they're going to do a swerve or have the Shield split up, the Shield has to win, in my opinion. Next up, Let's talk about John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. This one's been pretty interesting in the last few weeks, and I like it. A lot of people think John Cena's going to win. A lot of people think Bray Wyatt's going to win. I look at it in a couple of perspectives. First of all, what does it mean if John Cena wins? In my opinion, not a whole lot. Another notch on his belt that's already extremely long, full of notches. He doesn't really need to win. Bray Wyatt, big time up and comer. He's been doing a lot lately. If he loses the match, it doesn't make him look so hot. It makes him look weaker. If he wins the match, it would be massive for him. And one thing to keep in mind, John Cena has been a big fan of Bray Wyatt's since he was in development. He's a big supporter of his, and I think he would have no problem doing a job to Bray Wyatt. I think it would be awesome, and the right step to take would be to have Bray Wyatt beat John Cena, and then of course John Cena can avenge his loss at the next pay-per-view, which I think is Extreme Rules. That's what I would do. And that's what I hope to see happen, because quite frankly, John Cena doesn't need to win. It doesn't do him anything, but Bray Wyatt losing could hurt him, and him winning can only benefit him. That's the way I see it. Let's talk about Taker and Brock Lesnar, the streak. Undertaker, as you may or may not know, is 21-0 at WrestleMania. Some will contest that because he didn't actually pin or beat the Giant Gonzalez at like WrestleMania 10, I think it was. However, he did not lose in that match, and I think it was a disqualification win for The Undertaker. A win is a win. And he did not lose, so he's undefeated. And he's 21-0. That has never happened before, and never will happen again. To me, that somewhat rivals Andre the Giant's 15-year undefeated streak. Not quite as impressive, of course, but adds 15 years of undefeated altogether, but still it's 21 WrestleManias. I don't see Undertaker retiring just yet. He has gone on to say, as long as the people want to see him back, he'll be coming back. And I know he's getting old. He's falling apart. He's had hip surgeries and whatnot. But he always gives it 100%. It's one match a year. And I know Brock Lesnar is a big guy. He's a powerful guy. And he is Undertaker's biggest, threat so far in a long time. And has the biggest possibility of beating The Undertaker at winning the streak. Or taking the streak, really. Being the first guy to beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. And that would be huge for Brock Lesnar. However, backstage perspective time, a couple things to keep in mind. First of all, The Undertaker calls all the shots in this, and The Undertaker will lose the streak when and if he wants to, and to who he wants to. And number two, Brock Lesnar is a part-timer. Brock Lesnar is simply there for the money. He could care less what happens, who he loses to, who he beats. All he cares about is the money. Brock Lesnar does not have that much of a passion for wrestling, and it would be a mistake to have him be the one to beat the streak. I think one day somebody could and possibly should beat the streak in a retirement match for The Undertaker. It'd be a fitting way to have him, lose the streak and retire in one match instead of going out undefeated, just like Andre the Giant pass the torch to Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 3. I think one day The Undertaker should do the same if there's somebody that is fitting to take the streak. But only in that case. And it'd be a good feud, you know, if somebody comes out and says, not only Taker do I want your streak, but I also want your career. If I beat you, you rest in peace forever. And that would be his retirement. And we've seen other guys retire at WrestleMania. Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, you name it. It would be fitting for that to happen to The Undertaker. But not this year, not against Brock Lesnar. Without a doubt, as much as they like it to be unpredictable, it's still predictable. Undertaker will still come on top in this match. Next match to talk about. There's not many left. Let's talk about one we have to talk about. Triple H versus Daniel Bryan. Now, a lot of people are saying this match is really predictable. Then they threw in the stipulation that it wouldn't just be if Daniel Bryan won the match that he would go to the championship match, but that whoever won the match would go on to face Randy Orton and Batista for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in a triple threat. Either way, there'd be a triple threat match, no matter if Daniel Bryan or Triple H won. So that makes it a little bit less predictable, but people are still finding it predictable apparently. And now there is talk that they might actually have a draw of some kind, a double count out, double disqualification, double pinfall, whatever, and that both Daniel Bryan and Triple H might go on into the main event to make it a fatal 4, which would be unpredictable and it would be different. However, when the hell has WWE been unpredictable lately? They've always been fairly predictable, especially in recent times, and I don't know. If they want to be unpredictable, that'd be a good way to go, and it could happen. Either way, either Daniel Bryan wins because he's turned into a big star and he's earned and deserves this moment at WrestleMania, or neither one of them win and both go on and to make it a fatal 4. I don't see Triple H winning unless they want to pull a big swerve. If they do have Triple H beating Daniel Bryan, there's going to be a riot at WrestleMania because everyone wants to see Daniel Bryan win the championship, and I think it's going to happen one way or the other. Then there's that match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, Randy Orton defending against Batista, and either Daniel Bryan or Triple H or both. And I will keep in mind this, that Hulk Hogan made some comments saying that he's going to have full control of WrestleMania as the host, and that he might, have to step in and do something. So he almost kind of spoiled something there, I think. Talking about restarting a match or something like that. Anyway, so Hulk Hogan will play a part in that somehow. In this match, Batista has not gotten the reaction they wanted since he came back. They wanted him to be a big star. Batista even told him that's not going to happen, and he was right. It didn't happen. People do not like Batista and could care less. Randy Orton, another guy people are kind of tired of, and he's held the gold for a while. It's WrestleMania, it's time for a change. Whatever happens in Triple H, Daniel Bryan's match, I don't see Triple H winning the championship since he's the boss. Although it'd be a big swerve. I really don't see Batista winning and I really hope that Orton doesn't retain. The only outcome I want to see in this match is Daniel Bryan winning the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, because he's been screwed a bit in the past. A couple of years ago at WrestleMania, he lost in like 20 seconds or 30 seconds to Sheamus, losing his first World Heavyweight Championship. Then he's been screwed since SummerSlam. He won the belt again, and since SummerSlam, he's been screwed by Orton and Triple H. And this has caused the fans to get pissed off and to get behind him. And then he was screwed again at the Royal Rumble when he didn't get to compete in the Royal Rumble. And it's really pissed off the fans and really made them get behind him. And he is on top of the world. For Daniel Bryan to not win would be a massive blow to him and the Yes Movement. And it would really hurt his career, I think. It'd really kill him. Yeah, kill his career. I think the only outcome is that Daniel Bryan comes out on top by hook or by crook, and he should come out, a pretty clean victory. And I think he's the new champion. On top of all that, Stone Cold Steve Austin, who was at the Hall of Fame ceremony and appeared on camera, will be at WrestleMania, and The Rock will also be at WrestleMania. He was also at the Hall of Fame but did not appear on camera. So I was a little bit surprised when I heard he was there, because I saw his mom and his daughter there, but I didn't see him. Either way, both of them will be there. There's free surprises for that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Hey, it could be either one of them as well could be in that match, and they could win. But who knows? I think it's going to be awesome. I look forward to it. I apologize if this is a little bit long, but that's what I got. I'll see you next time. And make sure you check out WrestleMania tonight on the WWE Network or on pay-per-view. See ya.